The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A cagey start here, Mike. Both sides feeling each other out. A lot of passing in the midfield. Not much penetration yet.
It shows a intent. Sergipe are looking tactical plan to build from the back, using their center backs to spread play wide, but Retrô FC are pressing intelligently, denying them easy access into midfield.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Squike looking to build from the back. Retrô pressing high up the pitch already. The power, the precision, Jas, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of probing from Retrô there, Mike. Seeing who wants to blink first in this midfield battle, isn't it?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting, John. They're trying to overload 3, but Pratt to O's fullback is holding his position well.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Is there both sides just feeling each other out?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Sergipe are trying to draw Retrô out, but they're not quite finding those incisive passing lanes yet.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Still a bit of a feeling out process here. Both sides probing, but nothing quite sticking in the final third as yet. It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit cagey out there so far, isn't it, Mike? Both sides looking to feel each other out.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. How Retrô FC are keeping their fullbacks deeper than expected, almost inviting Sergipe to push on, and then looking to exploit the space behind their midfield.
The power, the precision, that is the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. You can see Sergipe trying to build from the back here, but Retrô FC are pressing them high, making it difficult to find their forwards. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, is there? Just probing, feeling each other out, trying to find any sort of opening.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You'd see Retrô trying to find space wide for their winger, but Sergipe's fullback keeping that compact shape.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a probing start here, neither side wanting to give too much away early doors.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. Retrô are trying to build from the back, but Sergipe are pressing well, forcing them wide and limiting their options in the central areas.
The power, the precision. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still a bit cagey out there, isn't it? Trying to find that opening. That is absolutely world class. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a few tentative probes. You feel they're both feeling each other out, trying to find that early opening.
It's stretched the also tactical plan, Fran. Indeed, John, Sergipe's midfield three are a touch steep. Leaving the wingers isolated, Retro's midfield engine is really controlling the tempo and denying them space.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not just passing it around at the back. Come on, lads, let's get this tempo up. The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. A bit of head tennis out there, isn't it? Just trying to find a foothold.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tacticals plan. Bring in the early days, John, and both sides are clear lethal bit of space to exploit down the other scream.
It's the power, the pure genius of unbelievable. Sergipe trying to stretch Retro down the flanks. But Retro's midfield are squeezing them well.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You can see Retrô FC tries to stretch the pitch with those wide players, looking to isolate the Sergipe fullbacks.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Bit of a cagey start here, isn't it? Both sides probing, but not much penetration just yet. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of probing from Retro here can't quite unlock that Sergipe defense, can they? Feels like we're building to something, though.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Absolutely, John. Retrô FC are looking to build from the back, spreading play wide, while Sergipe are compact, forcing them into predictable areas at the moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Feels like they're just passing it around for the sake of it. It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, it's a real chess match out there. Mike, both sides feel each other out, aren't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Retrô FCs are looking to build through their midfield, trying to isolate their wingers, while Sergipe are holding a compact shape, looking to spring a counter when the opportunity arises.
The pure genius of that unbelievable! Not exactly setting the world alight here, is it? Just a bit of a feel-out period, you'd say. The power, the precision, the pure genius, that finish, unbelievable! Just a bit of a slow burn here, Mike. Retrô FC seem happy to keep it across the back. Sergipe are holding their shape well.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Well, John, Retrô FC seem content to build from deep, drawing Sergipe out, but their midfield is remarkably compact at the moment, offering very little space to exploit.
It's the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! A bit of a cagey start here, isn't it? Both sides probing, but not quite finding that killer pass. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Just a little bit of probing in midfield here, Mike. Both sides are feeling each other out, aren't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're both feeling each other out, John. Retro's midfield looking to overload the left, but Sergipe's fullbacks are staying disciplined so far.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a great deal happening out there, is it? Both sides feeling each other out, you feel. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot for either of these sides to get excited about just yet. A bit of head-to-headness in midfield.
It shows a clear tactical plan. It's a disciplined shape from Retrô so far, denying Sergipe any space between the lines, forcing them wide where the crosses are being dealt with.
The pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Still cagey this one, isn't it? Retrô trying to stretch Sergipe wide, but the defense is holding firm so far.
It shows intent. It shows a juve. It shows a clear tactical plan. It certainly is, John. You're seeing Sergipe trying to build from the back, but Retrô are pressing intelligently, forcing them into wider areas where they're struggling to find their forwards.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of head-to-headness in midfield at the moment, isn't there? Neither side can quite establish that killer pass. Power. That's pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, lads, let's see a bit of sparkle now. This is all a bit too neat and tidy from both Retrô and Sergipe at the moment. So the pure genius of that word, that crassus. Unbelievable! Bit of a slow burner here, isn't it? Just feeling each other out. Retrô and Sergipe.
It shows intent sits intact in defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly trying to create overloads on the right flank, John. But Sergipe are so welled in that compact shape, forcing them backwards.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's been a cagey start here, hasn't it, Mike? Lots of probing, but not much to truly set the pulse racing just yet.
a stretch the opposition defense. It shows a tactical plan. Well, John, you can see Retro trying to establish that one of two country, but Sergipe are holding their shape well. It's compact, making it difficult for Retro to find those pockets of spaces.
The pure genius finish. Unbelievable. Still finding their feet here, are we, Sergipe? Jeep looking a little hesitant to push up. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Sergipe seem to be happy to let Retrô FC have it in their own half, but there might be any real openings in that compact midfield block.
It stretched you in defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John, and you can see the tactical discipline. Sergipe are keen to recycle possession wide, looking for openings, while Retrô FC are holding their shape well defensively.
It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot of clear-cut chances yet. Is there? Retrô are probing, but is very compact. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit cagey out there, isn't it, Mike? Feels like both sides for a mistake.
It's a stretch. The opposition depend. It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are looking to build from the back, trying to draw Retrô FC out a bit with those patient passes from their center backs.
It's the purest of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, Retrô, wake up. Just a bit more urgency in that midfield, please.
It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John. You can see Retrô probing, looking for that diagonal ball to the Bametless dial ball to the wing, but Sergipe space to really build momentum.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of Fitch. Unbelievable. Just a touch of possession ping-pong at the moment, isn't it? Neither side can quite land a telling blow. So that's Strice. The pure unbelievable. That you're right, Mike. It's been a bit of a tactical chess match so far, Bibible. But that's a toast chess match so far, hasn't it? Retrô looking for that opening down the left flank. It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbemeeges Badix. Unbelievable! A bit of a stalemate here, Mike. It's like trying to break down a brick wall with a feather.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô are trying to stretch Sergipe wide with those diagonal balls, but the visitors are holding their shape beautifully so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot happening out there, is it, Mike? Just a bit of passing between the center backs for Retrô.
It shows intent. It shows it's a clear tactical plan. Indeed, Retrô are attempting to build from the back, but Sergipe's midfield unit is well drilled, closing down space effectively and forcing them to recycle possession.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to get the blood pumping just, is there? Still searching for that breakthrough moment. So the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Come on, lads. Let's inject some tempo here. This Sergipe midfield seems happy to just pass it, Caesar.
It shows the opposition defense. It shows intent. It's a tactical plan. It's a fascinating tactical battle unfolding, John. Sergipe looking to overload the left flank with their wing back, while Retrô FC are compacting things centrally, daring them to find a way through.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just a bit of head tennis going on in midfield, isn't it? Neither side can really establish a foothold. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Still so cagey out there, Mikes. Retrô are probing, but Sergipe are holding their shape brilliantly.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are looking to be patient here. Out of their patience, go cut the opposition shape.
That is absolutely world-class. The power, the precision, goal. It's just not quite clicking for Retrô FC in that final third, is it? They've got so much of the ball, but Sergipe are just holding that compact shape. The power, the precision, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot of passing in midfield, eh?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John. Sergipe are really compacting the center of the park, forcing Retrô into predictable wide areas. You can see the pattern developing here as they recycle possession.
So the power, precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a little bit of head tennis out there at the moment, isn't there? Neither side willing to commit too much. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. You'd expect a bit more spark from Retrô FC at home, wouldn't you? Sergipe are really making them work for it.
It shows his intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're probing, John, looking for that gap. Retrô are building from the back, trying to draw Sergipe out, but the visitors are holding their shape beautifully.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe have drawn first blood, a clinical finish on 26 minutes, and the visitors snatch a vital advantage. The power, the precision, the pure believable, a bit of a cagey affair here's in class. Both bits of a keeling each other out, probing for any weakness.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a tactical plan, feel each other out. John, looking to exploit any potential space down the flanks where the folks have been struck space to push on.
power, the precision, the pure genius of Thatcher Stale, unbelievable! Sergipe are just probing, aren't they? Trying to sideways of that space. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Feels like they're just passing it around for the sake of it.
Shows intent. It's Sergipe are sitting deep in fighting pressure, but Retrô haven't quite found the key to unlock them yet. Their midfield seems a little static.
So the power, the precision, the pure genius of that, unbelievable! Another loose pass from Retrô there. Sergipe are soaking up the pressure, looking to counter.
Some defense. It shows intent. It shows the tactical plan. Indeed, John. Sergipe are looking to overload the right flank, but Retrô FC are disciplined. The Fasu Fli. It shows sich any early.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot happening at the moment, is there? Sergipe are just looking to keep it tight at the back and hit on the brake. It's the power, the precisions, the pure genius of that unbelievable. You'd think with Sergipe a goal up, Retrô would be pressing a bit harder, wouldn't you? They're just strolling out there. It's the power, the pure genius. Unbelievable are just so compact, aren't they? Retrô can't find any space in behind.
It shows intent. It shows a Visrium. It shows a bigger Xaner. Retrô. Alcazay. Don. It's a Brian Gabriatham.
It's absolutely class. The power, the pure genius of finish. Unbelievable. A bit of head tennis in midfield there. Neither side really able to establish a foothold. We need someone to try and unlock this.
To stretch the opposition defense, it shows a clear tactical plan. That's right, John. It's a patient approach from Retrô, probing, looking for that moment of magic, but Sergipe are very disciplined, making it difficult to unlock them.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not a lot happening out there for Retrô, is there? Just hoofing it forward and Sergipe gobbling it up. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a little bit of a lull here, isn't it? Retrô need to find a spark to break through Sergipe's stubborn defense.
To stretch the opposition defense, it shows a clear tactical plan. It's all about patience for Retrô. They're trying to draw Sergipe out, but the visitors are keeping their lines tight and denying space in behind.
Unbelievable! Still Sergipe dictating terms here. Retrô FC struggling to get a foothold in midfield.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan, indeed, John. Retrô are trying to build from the back, but Sergipe's midfield press is stifling their progress, stifling too early.
Sobbit strike. The power, the precision strike, unbelievable! Are just looking so comfortable on the ball, aren't they? Their midfield three are really knitting it together. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a lull now, isn't it, Sergipe? Holding this ball nicely, but Retrô are looking a little disjointed in their press. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. A bit of a stalemate developing, isn't it? Retrô just can't seem to find that spark to break through.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a tent, you show's tactical plan. They're trying to build from the back, John. But Sergipe are closing the spaces effectively, forcing them wide. It's a bit of a midfield chess match at the moment.
The precision, the pure genius of that, believable! Just a bit of head scratching out there, isn't it, Mike? Both sides probing without really getting into their stride.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are looking to overload the left flank with their wing back and winger, but Retrô are doubling up well there, forcing them back.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, looking comfortable with that possession. Retrô haven't quite found their rhythm yet. Solid world class. That is Ped's precision. The unbelievable. Just a little bit of head scratching going on out there, isn't there? Feels like both teams are just probing, waiting for an opening.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John, and Sergipe are disciplined, packing that midfield. It means any successful penetration will need real quality and quick feet from their forwards.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot happening for Retrô down this Sergipe midfield. The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable! Honestly, Mike, you could hear a pin drop out there for Retrô. They're just not finding any rhythm at all, are they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are certainly disciplined, John. You can see their shape is well drilled, forcing Retrô FC wide and then closing the spaces down effectively, leaving very little room for intricate passing.
Strides of that's what class. The power, the precision, the pure get were unbelievable. It's, you know, Mike, it's like trying to find a crack in that Sergipe Pro defense. But it's like concrete at the moment. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Sergipe. Just seem happy to sit deep and absorb pressure, don't they? Retrô are probing, but not quite finding those killer passes. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of a lull here, isn't it? Sergipe are happy to sit back and let Retro have the ball in their own half.
Its stretch shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly probing, John, but Sergipe's defensive shape is incredibly compact. You can see how they're encouraging Retrô wide, forcing them into predictable crosses.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. This has been a bit of a chess match, hasn't it? Not a lot of clear-cut chances either way, just probing. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! They're just feeling each other out here, aren't they? A real tactical chess match developing.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are looking to build from the back, but Retro's midfield press is forcing them wide, really limiting their central options and forcing long balls.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not much really happening out there, is it? Feels like they're just passing it around without any real intent.
To stretch shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly being patient. Versa, they've a court, John, looking to draw Retrô FC out and exploit any space that might appear in behind their defensive line as they push up.
It's the power, the pure a genius finish. Just a bit of a lull here, isn't it? Sergipe holding firm. Retrô can't quite find that spark.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting to see since Retrô FC are looking to exploit the flanks with their wingers, but Sergipe's fullbacks are tracking back diligently so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Feel unbelievable. You feel that little lull in proceedings, Mike. Retrô looking a bit unsure of how to press. The power genius of that finished. Unbelievable. Sergipe are just stroking it about now, aren't they? Not a lot happening in the middle. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of possession for Retrô here, but they're not finding any real penetration in that Sergipe half.
It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John. Sergipe are sitting very deep, almost inviting Retrô to play it across the midfield, looking for that moment to spring a quick counter.
The power, the genius, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a whole lot happening out there, is it? Just a bit of a cagey affair as we approach halftime.
To stretch of opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're being very disciplined defensively, John. You can see Sergipe's midfield three are dropping deep, creating a very narrow, crowded space that's making those pockets of space.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a bit of patient buildup from Retrô FC here, trying to find that opening. They're probing, but Sergipe are looking solid defensive. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe are just looking so comfortable with this one-goal lead, aren't they? Retrô can't quite find the killer pass. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just looking to find that killer pass. Trying to unlock Sergipe's defense.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical or probing. It feels like trying to draw Sergipe out of their defensive shape. But Sergipe are holding firm for now.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still feeling each other out here, aren't they? Retrô FC are probing, but Sergipe's midfield is a brick wall right now. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit cagey this one to blink.
It shows intense. It was tense. It's a Shuzo substitute tackle plan. You're right, Sazam. Retrô are looking to drought, shifting the ball wide. But Sergipe are so compact in their midfield shape, making it incredibly difficult to find those pockets of space.
The power, the precision, the pures of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a single goal in it. And Sergipe holding on for now. Retrô are probing, but that final proving elusive. Sidzar, Abspasish, unbelievable. Still a little slow to get going, isn't it? Just waiting for someone to unlock this defense.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John. Sergipe are compact in midfield, denying Retrô the space to build their play effectively, forcing them wide where the crosses are being dealt with.
It's the power, the precision, just a few minutes of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a few minutes for that spark to ignite this tie.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô are looking to build from the back, but Sergipe's midfield press is forcing them wide. They need to find a way to unlock that central channel.
The power, the precision of that finish. Unbelievable! A touch of possession for Retrô here, but touch of possession for Retrô drilled, just waiting to spring that counter. The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable Vadget. It's been a bit of a chess match out there, hasn't it? Though so case far, though, Sergipe look comfortable.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It shows attention. They are, John, and Retrô FC are sitting deep, absorbing that pressure. It feels like the visitors are building towards something, but that final ball hasn't quite been there yet.
It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Sergipe just probing here, aren't they? Waiting for that opening. The power, the pure genius finish. Unbelievable. Just a few moments of calm, Mike. But you can feel the tension. Sergipe are holding their shape beautifully, making it tough for Retrô. The power, the pure genius of that finish, unbelievable. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Feels like they're both just waiting for something to break.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Well, John, Sergipe are certainly enjoying a period of possession. It looks like they're trying to draw Retrô FC out of shape, patiently building from the back.
The power, the precision, the pure genius, unbelievable. A bit heads tennis in midfield right now, isn't it? Both teams looking for that killer pass, but it's just not coming. That's the power. The precision is absolutely world-class. The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Another probing pass from Sergipe looking to lock the Retrô defense. But they're being squeezed out effectively here. Just need a spark, a moment of magic. The power, the pure genius of that finish, unbelievable. Just a bit of a cagey affair so far, isn't it? Retrô FC are looking to force the issue, but Sergipe are so well drilled in their shape.
It shows a tick that shows clear to play indeed, John. Notice how they're staying incredibly compact, denying Retrô any easy central progression. They're forcing them wide.
It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe are really happy to let Retrô have the ball in their own half, aren't they? Just soaking it all up. The power, the precision's a pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. What a first half we've witnessed. Retrô FC 0, Sergipe 1. Sergipe holding the edge, but Retrô FC will come out firing in the second 45. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Players to watch in the second half. So what happens next? Sergipe will look to protect their lead. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. This have no choice but to throw everything forward. This sets up perfectly for a thrilling second 45 minutes. Don't go anywhere. The pure genius of stay tuned. The second half kicks off shortly. Absolute world class. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. They're just feeling each other out a bit here, aren't they? Not much incision from either side at the moment. Stibsat finish! The pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Not much to shout about here, Mike. Just a real head towards the break. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just ticking over here, Mike, isn't it? A bit of a lull before the storm, you'd hope? The power, the precision, the genius. Whoa, the Razet finish! Unbelievable! Well, this has been a raspberry cagey affair, hasn't it? Sergipe's holding the ball well, but Retrô F stifling any real danger. It's the pure genius of that finish, Nick. Unbelievable! Just a solitary goal in it, Mike, and Sergipe holding on by their fingernails as we approach the break. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Sergipe White really packing it in defensively, aren't they? Just absorbing all the pressure from Retrô. The power, the precision-genius. Unbelievable! Just a bit cagey out there, isn't it, Mike? Feels like both teams are waiting for someone to blink.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Retrô are dominating possession, but seem a bit hesitant in the final third, lacking that incisive pass to break down Sergipe's disciplined shape.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot happening here, is it? Just feels like both sides are waiting for something to spark. The power, pure genius of unbelievable. Just a touch of a stalemate developing here, isn't it? Sergipe happy to hold their shape.
To stretch the Achu defense. It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting, John, they're trying to build from the back patiently, but Sergipe are doing a superb lanes through midfield, forcing them wide.
The power, the pure genius of finish. Unbelievable! Right, halftime approaching, aren't they? Retrô looking a bit lost for ideas.
To stretch the opposition defense, it shows a clear tactical plans. They're doing a brilliant job of denying Retrô those quick transitions, John, forcing them to play wide, where the crosses are easily dealt with.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still nothing much to report as we edge towards the break. Retrô look a bit lost without the ball, don't they? The power is absolutely world-class. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that class. Unbelievable. You can sense the frustration bubbling up from the Retrô FC players, can't you? They've had all the ball but haven't found a way through that resolute Sergipe defense. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a few more seconds now, Mike, and it's Sergipe who have this precious one-goal lead as we head into the break. It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Another 45 minutes and still Sergipe holding on to that slender lead. Retrô FC just can't seem to find that killer pass.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Retrô are looking to stretch Sergipe wide, but their fullbacks are keeping their shape incredibly well, denying any easy crosses into the box.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe look comfortable, haven't they? Just probing, waiting for that one moment. It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of a lull, isn't it, Mike? Retrô looking a little lost, trying to break down this Sergipe shape.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly trying to stretch Sergipe wide, John, but the visitors are just so central areas locked down.
The pure genius of that class. Unbelievable. It's just been a bit of a cagey affair, hasn't it? Not a huge amount of clear-cut chances from either side. The power, the precision, team and finish, unbelievable. Still no real urgency from Retrô here. Are they just waiting for halftime?
It shows intent, since it shows tactical plan. They're trying to force it through the men, but it's through the middle, but Sergipe are well organized. It's a tactical battle of patience with both sides looking for that decisive moment.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe are really looking to shut down the channels through the middle, aren't they? Is a couple times already. We've seen Retrô FC. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of the finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot to get the pulse racing here, is it? Feels like they're just playing for the whistle.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're doing a really good job of recycling possession and drawing Retrô to shape, creating space for those quick transitions.
It's the power, the precision genius of that finish. Unbelievable. You know, Mike, you feel like Retrô are just a little lost out there. No real bite, are they? The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still looking for that spark, aren't they, Mike? Retrô just can't seem to find the final pass to break through this solid Sergipe defense. power, the pure genius of that finish. A real arm wrestle. Developing here, Mike, Sergipe holding tight at the back, Sec and Retrô just probing.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They are Antoine, and notice how their wingers are staying quite high, almost pinning and creating that space centrally.
So the power, the precision, unbelievable! Sergipe just soaking it up, aren't they? Retrô looking a bit lost, trying to break them down. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot of zip about Retrô FC's play today, are they? Sergipe have managed to frustrate them quite effectively.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John. Retrô are struggling to find that central midfielder to link up play, leaving their front two isolated.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's been a tight one, hasn't it? Sergipe holding firm at the back, Retrô probing, but not finding that breakthrough. It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of a lull here, isn't it? Sergipe looking comfortable, but Retrô FC need to find a way to unlock them before the break.
Which shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're struggling to connect the lines, John. Sergipe have their midfield very compact, or midfield Retrô wide, where their crosses aren't finding the target.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Still scratching our heads a bit here, Mike. You can feel the tension, but not much incision from Retrô FC just yet. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable. Sergipe really digging in, aren't they? They've just sat back and absorbed everything Retrô have thrown at them.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô FC are press Sergipe, but their midfield and pivot dismay any central penetration at the moment.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. It's been a tight affair, hasn't it? Sergipe just holding that slender lead, Retrô trying to find a way through.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're patiently probing, looking at splat space vacated by the attacking midfielder. It's a clever setup.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just the one goal in this first half, Mike, and Sergipe hold the slender advantage. Retrô FC looking a little frustrated. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Feels like they're just passing it sideways, waiting for something to happen.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô are trying to stretch Sergipe wide, but their midfield looks incredibly compact, making it difficult to find any space in behind.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! You can feel the frustration building, can't you, Mike? Sergipe are just soaking up everything Retrô are throwing at them. The power, the precision of finish, a pure genius of that believable! A little bit of a stalemate developing here, Mike. Sergipe happy to sit deep, aren't they? Retrô just probing. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to shout about for Retrô, is there? Sergipe just sitting deep, making it so hard to break them down.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John. Sergipe have really tightened things up. Their defensive shape is excellent, and they're stifling Retrô's attempts to build from the back.
So the power, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a whole lot happening out there, is it? Just circling the ball, looking for a spark.
It's a stretch of the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly struggling to break down this well-drilled Sergipe shape. Their midfielders are finding themselves isolated, and the fullbacks are hesitant to push too high up the pitch.
Said Howard, the Priscillas, the the pure genius. Certainly had its moments. But Retrô, Mike, that first not half, has a really struggling to unlock this Sergipe defense. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Anjapates just seem content to sit back and absorb pressure, haven't they? It's like they've got their game plan locked down to just frustrate Retrô. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Retrô FC still searching for that spark. So much of the ball. They've had so much of the ball but can't unlock the Sergipe defense.
It shows intent. It shows tactical plan. They are, John, and Sergipe are quite happiest, keeping their have the ball uncertainty well and looking to exploit any space on the counter-attack when the opportunity arises.
The power for a genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot to shout about, is there, Mike? Retrô FC are just probing, no real incision yet. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a touch of possession for Retrô there, but Sergipe looks so organized, aren't they?
It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Sergipe are very well drilled defensively, sickly cutting off the passing move into wide lanes nicely, which is forcing re-struggling to create overloads.
It's the power, the precisions, the pure genius of that is there. Just ticking away the moment towards the...
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John. It's a classic sit deep and counter approach. But Retrô haven't found the key to unlock it yet. Their midfield is a little too static.
The power, the precision of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit cagey this, isn't it, Mike? Sergipe are happy to sit on that lead and let Retrô probe. Of that class. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. And Sergipe still holding that slender lead. Retrô really need to find another gear here in the second half, don't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly respecting each other's shape, John. Retrô are keeping their defensive line high, trying to catch Sergipe offside, but it's leaving them a little exposed in the midfield if the ball is lost too quickly.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a touch of the throttle from both sides, aren't we? Almost like they're saving their best for the second half, eh? The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. You feel like Retrô are searching for a spark here, Mike. Sergipe just managing the game expertly.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô are trying to build from the back, but Sergipe are pressing intelligently, forcing them wide where they've found little joy so far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. What is happening out there, is there? Sergipe are just happy to hold what they've got, it seems. It's the power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. He's really holding firm at the back, aren't they? Retrô just can't seem to break that shape down at all.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are quite content to let Retrô FC have the ball in their own half, inviting pressure before looking to spring the own halfer.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a few moments left here before the break, and you just sense a touch of frustration creeping in for Retrô. Can they find that spark?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical breakthrough that show defensives, John. Sergipe are very compact, forcing Retrô wide, where they've had limited success with crosses so far.
The power, the pure geniuses of that finish. Unbelievable! Just ticking over now, keep it tight. Retrô can't quite find that killer pass. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Sergipe are just soaking up the pressure and looking to counter. Were geniuses of that finish. The absolutely believable. Satsk. Sergipe are really digging in, aren't they? Just sitting that lead looking to hit Retrô on the counter.
It shows intent, Safint. It shows a clear tactical plan. Flan. They are, John. Sergipe are patiently building from the back, trying to draw it, and it's forcing them into some slightly disjointed defensive shapes.
Absolutely. Oh, a goal. The power, the pure genius of class. Unbelievable. You feel like Retrô might need to change something up at the break, Mike. They've seen a lot of the ball, but haven't really threatened the Sergipe goal. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just the one goal separating them at the break, Mike. Sergipe holding firm, need to find that spark.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. John, they're certainly patient, so at trying to draw Retrô FC out of their shape, but the final ball.
The power, the pure precision, the pure blue genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to shout about. Here locked it down. Frustrating. Retrô's every move. The power, the genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still a bit of a stalemate here as we head towards the whistle, isn't it? Sergipe holding firm.
It's a stretch, the opposition to tent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, the Scoopers are so well organized at the moment, cutting off the Retrô war. It's a patient approach from the Vitzer.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that Finnick. Just feels like Retrô a little hesitant, don't they? Sergipe are well drilled, making them work for every inch. It's the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A tough first half, Mike. Sergipe Retrô FC's usual flair.
It shows a clue's tactical plan. Retrô are trying to build from the back, but Sergipe are pressing effectively, forcing where they lack immediate penetration.
The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to report here, is there? Just passing it around the back, waiting for something to happen. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe are just sitting so deep, aren't they? It's like they've got their bus parked right on their own goal line, and we've seen it all before. The power, the genius of that finish, unbelievable! Just seconds to go before the whistle. Retrô FC trying to force an opening, but Sergipe are so compact.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are. John, Sergipe are sitting deep and compact, denying space in behind, which is forcing... It's a classic scenario, really.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just feels like Sergipe are happy to concede possession and hit on the break, don't they, Mike? They've been so organized defensively. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! The pure geniuses. Unbelievable! They've got to find something, haven't they? Sergipe are just so organized out there, making it incredibly tough for Retrô to break them down. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A frustrating first half for Retrô FC, isn't it? They've seen plenty of the ball, but Sergipe's shape is just so compact, stifling any real momentum. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just a ticking away now, isn't it? Sergipe can just sit back and soak up the pressure, it seems.
It shows intent, shows a clear tactical plan. They're very adept at stifling this Retrô attack, John, cutting off the passing lanes effectively, John, and forcing them wide where the crosses aren't finding their mark.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that unbelievable. Not much to shout about there, is there? Sergipe just sitting deep, looking to frustrate Retrô.
It shows, Ned. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly building from deep. John patiently probing, but Sergipe are keeping their shape so well, denying space in those crucial central areas.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. You just sense both sides someone to just unlock it. The power, the precision, the pure, you can feel the tension, Mike. A single goal separating these two. Sergipe T just holding on now. Retrô FC pushing for that equalizer before the break.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. You can see Sergipe are content to let Retrô have the ball in deep areas, just waiting for that moment to spring forward on the counter.
The power, the precision, the pure genius, unbelievable! Not a lot to get the pulse racing here, is there, Mike? Retrô have seen a lot of the ball, but haven't truly threatened that Sergipe back line. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe just snuck up all the pressure. Retrô can't find that killer pass to break through this well-drilled defense. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a solitary goal in it, Mike. Retrô are probing, but Sergipe look so organized, aren't they?
It shows a tent-clear tactical burst, literal or tactical plan, but their defensive trying shape is holding firm, leaving little space in behind for the forwards to exploit.
So the power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable! You fancy a cuppa at the break, Mike. This has been a bit of a chess match, hasn't it?
A sublime tactical plan. It shows. It shows them tactical ball in their half. Retrô have been enjoying a lot of the ball in their half, but Sergipe's offensive compact had denying them clear avenues forward.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not much happening out there, is it? Sergipe are just happy to see the whistle, I reckon. So the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit of a midfield chess match going on here, isn't it? Sergipe looking so compact, making it tough for Retrô FC to find any space at all. The power, the pure genius of that. Unbelievable! Sergipe are really stifling Retrô here, aren't they? They've got numbers behind the ball and are winning those second phases.
It's to stretch a tactical defense. Red Seals are really trying to work the ball through midfield, but Sergipe's shape is forcing them wide. They'll need a moment of individual brilliance or a set piece to break the deadlock.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that unbelievable! On ball, you just sense Sergipe are looking to hit Retrô on the break again, Mike. They've been so disciplined, haven't they? A pure geniuses. Unbelievable! You sense it's just not quite clicking for Retrô up front, are they? Sergipe are very organized. So class, the power, the precision, unbelievable! Not a lot happening out there, is it, Mike? Feels both teams are just feeling each other out a bit too much.
To stretch opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Sergipe have really some nice rhythm, though. They're patiently probing, looking to exploit the spaces behind Retrô's midfield as they push forward.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just a touch of possession back and forth, isn't it? Sergipe holding on to that lead, but Retrô are probing. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A bit of a cagey affair, this, Mike. Sergipe looking solid, just can't seem to find that spark in the final third. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not much to report here, is there, Mike? Retrô looking a bit lost for ideas going forward.
It's Seuss. It shows some choose up the woo Suvian. Bringing on fresh legs that shape is fascinating. They ex Retrô dangerous central
The power, the precision, seeing it is a pure genius of unfinished. Unbelievable. This first half, just a little bit of a slow burner, isn't it? Retrô FC just can't quite find their rhythm. The precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just a touch frantic out there, isn't it? Sergipe holding firm, but Retrô FC are looking a little lost for ideas in the final third.
to stretch positive defense. It shows a tactical plan. They've certainly established a nice rhythm, haven't they? Notice how their defensive midfielders are dropping deep to collect the ball, allowing their wingers to push higher up the pitch.
The power, the Rex Steck, the pure genius of that finish. Honestly, Mike, feels like a game of chess played with feet. Sergipe just soaking up retro throw at them, then hitting on the break. Sapan, the pure genius of that finish. A bit cagey, isn't it, Mike? Sergipe holding their shape well, but Retrô FC just can't seem to find that killer pass. Six, the Facton. Unbelievable! It's been a real arm wrestle, hasn't it? Sergipe just grinding out this lead. Retrô FC struggling to find their rhythm.
It shows conscience. It's a Poutine. They are, John. You can see the intent to so simple as we can see here.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! This has been a tight affair, hasn't it? Sergipe just holding on to that early lead. You feel Retrô FC needs something special to break them down. The power, the precision, the pure genius is unbelievable. Just trying to find a spark here. Aren't they, Sergipe? Looking solid, but Retrô need to unlock them.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô are trying to find gaps out wide, but Sergipe's fullbacks are tucking in effectively, but Sergipe that space and forcing them some central, where their midfield is well drilled.
The power, the precision, the pure genius believable. A bit cagey this first half, wouldn't you say, Mike? Sergipe just sitting in, soaking up the pressure. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! unbelievable! That. Still nothing much developing, is there? Feels like we're just circling each other at the magic.
It shows a clear tactical plan. You can see the shape, though. Retrô are committing numbers forward, but Sergipe's midfield are tucking in beautifully, stifling those central channels.
The power, the precision, the pure is unbelievable. The pull and a whole lot to report here. Is there fitness? Is there, Mike? Just feels like both teams are feeling each other out. A bit hesitant in possession. The power, the precision, unbelievable. Another moment of quiet here, Mike. Sergipe are just happy to sit back and frustrate Tro, aren't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly trying to work the channels, John, but Retrô are compressing the space well when Sergipe get near their defensive third. It's a really tight tactical battle developing.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Just the one goal in it, Mike! And Sergipe holding on to class. Retrô FC need to find a spark after the break, don't they? It's the pure believable. Just can't seem to find that killer pass. Can they, Retrô? Sergipe are so organized.
It shows a disciplined tactical plan. You can see the tactical discipline, keeping their shape tightly. But Sergi their shape impatiently, so probing for that single avenue of attack down the left flank.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just feels like both teams are a bit hesitant, isn't it, Mike? Sergipe holding their shape, Retrô probing, but not quite finding the killer pass. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe, but they're just leaving too much space. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. A little bit of a stalemate developing here, Mike, isn't it? Just trying to pick out a way through.
It shows intent. It shows there's a clear tactical plan. The manager, they are returning for saving to Bopum, Serb allowing the Retrô possession in deeper areas, then looking to spring into quick transitions once they win it back in midfield.
Power, the precision. That is absolute genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Right, Mike, not a lot to shout about as we head towards the break. Is there? Just couldn't quite get that final ball to stick. Of the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not much happening out there. Is there just a few sideways passes and not a lot of penetration? It's the power, the precision, the pure cerebrals of that finish. Sergipe just sitting back now, aren't they? Not offering much to the attack, just soaking up the pressure.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are strategy. Allowing, it's a brilliant red ball for midfielder Zubats, looking to spring a counter when the opportunity arises.
Pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Well, Sergipe are certainly happy to let Retrô FC have the ball in their own half, aren't they? Just soaking up the pressure for now. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Bit of a stalemate developing here, wouldn't you say, Mike? Feels like both sides are trying to feel each other out a little too much. The power, the precision, the pure genius. Unbelievable! Just about time to catch our breath, Mike. Retrô seem to be lacking that spark, aren't they? Not much penetration in that final third.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting to see Retrô trying to build from deep, but Sergipe, the course, lays in defend of their forwards.
It's a pure dejacted class. The pure genius. Unbelievable! This Retrô midfield looks a bit lost, Mike. Sergipe are just strolling through them at the moment, aren't they? The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just the one goal in this first half, and it's Tizhast, and it's Sergipe leading. But you feel Retrô have had their fair share of the ball.
It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. Sergipe have settled into a solid defensive shape, the ball, but denying them any real penetration. They're patient.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot to shout about here as we head for the break. Sergipe holding on to that lead. Retrô chasing shadows a bit. It's the pure genius of that unbelievable. A bit cagey out there, isn't it, Mike? Sergipe just soaking up the mic, looking to hit Retrô on the break.
It shows intent. It shows a clear probing, John. Retrô looking to exploit those spaces left by Sergipe's wingbacks pushing high. But the final pass hasn't quite landed yet.
The power, the precision, the pure genius, unbelievable! Just a sniff of an opening here, Mike. Sergipe holding firm, though, denying Retrô any real momentum in these final stages of the half. The power, the precision, the pureness of that finish. Unbelievable, just a bit of head-scratching going on out there, isn't it, Mike? Sergipe happy to just sit back and absorb.
opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. You can see the pattern. Sergipe to build patiently down the flanks, while Retrô are happy to absorb pressure and wait for that moment to spring a counterattack.
It's pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Not a lot happening for Retrô FC, are they? Sergipe just soaking it all up, keeping their shape. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that here, Mike. Still nothing much to report, class. Sergipe holding firm. Retrô FC's just probing without any real penetration. The power, the precision, unbelievable. Just a touch ponderous from Retrô FC, aren't class? Sergipe are sitting deep, making themselves a tough nut to crack right now.
It shows a clear tactical plans. They've been disciplined, John, really well drilled in that defensive shape, denying Retrô FC any clear sight of goal, forcing them wide.
The power, the precision of that genius, unbelievable! Just a bit of head tennises out there, isn't it? Sergipe happy to just sit back and soak up the pressure. The precision, the pure genius of that finish, unbelievable battle. Just nobody quite establishing dominance.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows substitute. It shows a tactical plan. If they are, John, and it's been quite ift, forcing Retrô to try and splay through looking for that killed areas. You see shape, it shows constant shape. It looks just immaculate right now.
It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that, unbelievable. Still 0-1, Mike. Retrô FC haven't really found their rhythm going forward, have they? Store genius at the finish, unbelievable. Still no joy for Retrô FC. Are they struggling to break down Sergipe's shape here?
It shows intent. It shows a clear they are, John. Retrô are trying to stretch up wide. Since a Judas calm, with a chess match with tackles flying in.
Sick! A power after the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! That first half has been a real arm wrestle, hasn't it? Sergipe, just a little bit too cute with their possession. Retrô can't quite find the final pass. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Of a tactical chess match developing here. Isn't Sergipe holding firm? Retrô looking for that one moment of magic.
It shows in defense. It shows clear tactical plans. Sergipe are certainly happy to let Retrô FC have the ball in non-threatening areas. Their defensive shape is incredibly compact.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable finish! Are looking very comfortable, aren't they? They're happy to let Retrô have the ball in their own half. They're happy to let Retrô have the momentum to pounce. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable there! You can hear the crickets chirping out there. The power, the precision, the pure genius of ticking away here. Unbelievable! Feels like we're waiting for something to spark this one into life.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Retrô FC looking to find that incision, but Sergipe's to find that ins pivot. It's proving very effective at stifling their creative advances.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a lull now, isn't it? Just feel like they're trying to feel each other out. Neither side wanting to give anything away before the break. The power, the precision, the just seems so finish. Unbelievable-packed, don't they? Retrô FC struggling to find any sort of space between those lines.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They've certainly mastered the art of frustrating their opponents, John. Their defensive shape is so compact, leaving very little space between the lines for Retrô to exploit.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Not a lot happening out there, is there, Mike? Just passing it around, not really pushing for that second goal. The power, the precisions, the pure perceivable. You just sense Retrô pushing higher now, trying to force something before the break.
It shows intent. It's a clear tactical plan. Sergipe are very compact, John, pressing intelligently, forcing Retrô into predictable wide areas. They're suffocating them effectively, limiting space for their key midfielders to operate.
It's glass, the tower, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Still looking for that spark, aren't we? Sergipe are just so disciplined, it's frustrating for Retrô to break them down. The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Sergipe are holding firm, though.
Defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Sergipe are really disciplined, forcing deep and compact. They're looking to hit on the counter. It's a classic tactic when you're ahead.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of finish. Unbelievable. Just feels like Sergipe are content to sit back and protect this lead. Retrô need a moment of magic. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Come on, boys! A bit more urgency in this midfield, Retrô FC. Needs a spark to break down this Sergipe defense.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan indeed, John. You see Sergipe content to sit deep, inviting Retrô FC to push forward, which then opens up those spaces on the counter for their quick wingers.
The power, the precision. Unbelievable! Not a lot happening out there, is it? Feels like we're just waiting for the whistle. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Bit of a cagey affair, wouldn't you say, Mike? Sergipe holding firm FC, just probing without real incision.
A stretch the opposition defense stint. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's interesting, John, how Retrô are keeping the ball but often look predictable, pushing wide only to be met by two Sergipe defenders. Their center-backs really need to start looking for those diagonal switches earlier to unlock Sergipe's compact shape.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Just one goal in this, Mike, and Sergipe holding this, Mike, holding tight at the break. Retrô need to find a spark after the restart.